stopping by to see what the Western Sydney sisters, aka Deb and Louise, have created for the Great International Craft Show. You might remember us from our Close to My Heart stand at Hawkesbury Craft Live or Penrith Papercraft Show. Today I will be showing you our new card front stencils. We have 3 packs, so pack 1 is this Hello stencil, and here I've created this card for that using distressed oxides and blending in the 3 colours. This one I've used the desert rose and a sponge to get this effect. So with a sponge you can control the lightness and darkness of the ink where you want it. So you could have a more ombre type look. And this one I've used 4 different inks: grape, wisteria, mulberry and sangria, and blended them, and I've used a sponge dauber for this one. Now pack 2 I've used distressed oxides, so mustard seed in the centre, abandoned spiced marmalade, and then abandoned coral, and on the outside is candied apple. Now for this one, which is gorgeous, I have used black cardstock and silver embossing powder. This is quite elegant and would look fantastic on anniversary cards and wedding cards. You could even just do portions of this stencil instead of the whole card front. You know, you could cut out that section there. And I've used distressed oxides for this one, and I did use a masking technique, but you probably wouldn't need to. There is, if you're careful, and I used a very small blending sponge and tool, only a 1/2 inch size, and I've used mowed lawn and peeled paint distressed oxides for this one. And this you could even cut up as well and use it as strips. That's pack 2. And pack 3. Now I've used Stencils gel moon dust for this one. See that sparkle? And this one I've mixed 2 different colours to create this plaid, which I'm going to show you how I managed that in a moment. And this one here using one of our new colours, Capri. And I used, with the smaller stencils, the smaller openings, I find the sponge daubers seem to work better than a large sponge. You don't seem to get as much. It depends on how much ink you want for the background. Now I'm going to show you one of these stencils with some texture paste because I didn't have a sample, and I think this would look really lovely with some texture paste. So we're just going to tape down all 4 sides. And I have my all-purpose mat underneath to protect my work surface. We're just going to need a thin layer. The thicker the layer that you put on, the longer it's going to take to dry. Just wipe tools off straight away. Isn't that stunning? That's going to make a gorgeous card. So we need to set that. That's going to take possibly an hour to dry. So you just need to wipe it off, put in some water. If you don't wipe it off, it's going to dry hard and ruin your stencil. I'm just using my stamp chamois to do my cleanup. Now here I'm going to show you how I created this plaid. So we'll put down our tape. I'm using these sponges, just round sponges that I've cut into quarters. Start with the evergreen ink. Just rubbing into circles, getting into those little diagonal pieces. Giving it a bit of firm pressure. And just keep re-inking. And the depth of colour really depends on you. If you wanted a lighter background, then you're going to add less ink and not press as firmly into the stencil. Going along the direction of the stencil gets the ink into those tiny spaces. Okay, now we're just going to pick it up and move it. So those squares, we're going to come diagonally down here like so, so that they're in the center of that white space. See, there's this white space. That's what it looks like with one colour. And then we'll tape down. And use candy apple this time. These stencils easily washed off with water. And you'll be able to use them over and over again. Voila, there we go. A plaid. Now, I'd like to show you what I've made using this, so then you can cut it up to whatever size you want on a card. I also have, these can also be used on your scrapbook pages. They're not just for card fronts. So this is quite pale, but this is the plus sign that you can see that I've just done on white cardstock, just to add a muted pattern, seeing as this bright candy apple is quite bright, and on the other side. Okay, so don't think that they're just for card fronts. You can use them on your scrapbook pages as well. If you're a Close to My Heart fan and you want all the updates and ideas, then click on the like page button now. Join me tomorrow for inspiration on our new products.